Neville. We'll get started with opening remarks.
Evening. Really disappointed, angry, frustrated, and I think defeat. We've not suffered many defeats, so this one's a tough one to take, and we've got to bounce back very quickly. We've got a big game on Wednesday, and to make sure everyone's right, keep positivity in the camp, make sure everyone's okay, make sure that we don't get affected by some of the happenings tonight. And we knew before the game what was going to happen. Never lets us down, so that's a positive for the league. And I think that's something that you can always rely on. So we're disappointed. We worked really hard, and there was a period of the game in the first 20 up until the sending off where I thought we played really well. We controlled the game. We were creating chances. We were the dominant team. I think it was always going to be difficult at 10v11. When it went to 10v10, we'd probably just run out a little bit of a gas. We still created 2 chances in the last 5 minutes with Damien up at centre forward. We still tried to attack. But I suppose when you go into a game and you know the outcome of certain things, then I suppose that's why we're probably just going to accept it and move on to the next game.
We'll get started with questions now. First, Franco Panizo, then Mike Pasquale.
Thank you, Rafa. Hey, Phil, I agree with a lot of what you said. I thought you guys were the much better team up until the red card. The red card's the turning point. Obviously, without trying to get you fined here, I mean, obviously that's the turning point in the match. I mean, what are your thoughts? Or
It was a red card. I wasn't talking about the red card. I said it was a red card. I thought it was totally innocent. I thought the ball was coming over his shoulder. I don't know if you remember Man United versus Real Madrid. Nani, the ball was coming over his head. He didn't see the defender, and his foot was up there. I thought a yellow card would have been probably. I have no complaints with the red because obviously there was the foot was up, but I thought it was purely innocent. But I suppose I think if you played football, you know these things. The ball was coming over his head. He didn't see. I think it was Duncan there. No complaints with the red card. No complaints because I think if I phoned Howard Webb on Monday morning, I think he'd say, "Well, Phil, blah 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 blah," like they always do, and there's no point. But that wasn't my frustration. That wasn't my frustration.
Next question, Mike.
Thank you, Rafa. Phil, it was the message to the boys that we got to put this behind us right away because you have a quick turnaround coming up. Yeah. And after that, you have another road game. You got 6 points out there as you make this push for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this stage of the season, you can't dwell, you can't feel sorry for yourselves, you can't complain about what we've just seen. We can't, like I say, there's no surprises tonight. What we saw is exactly what the whole of the probably league knows, what I expected. Rerun the DC game from 12 months ago. Shawcross and Gregory sent off, no problem. Just watch it. That's what we expected. So we've got to lick ourselves down. We've got to just get on with it. We've got to bounce back against Columbus, which is a real big game now. 2 games against Columbus. We're not feeling sorry for ourselves, and we take the defeat. Congratulations to New York Red Bulls, and we move on.
If I could follow up, Phil, real quick, is this a critical stage now? This is the first of 3 straight on the road. You've always said we need to pick up these points on the road to get into that playoff position.
Yeah, we do. And when we went to San Jose, the press conference before that, I think we had 7 games away, maybe, I think it was. And we said that we've got to at least win 3 or 4 of them. So that hasn't changed. We've won 1 in San Jose. We've got a point in Montreal. We've still got to win games away from home. It starts on Wednesday against Columbus. That's the next biggest game. We're not looking beyond that to the Chicago game because we've got a real important game against Columbus on Wednesday.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Ian Hest and Javier.
Thanks, Rafa. Phil, you seem to have good opportunities, but they didn't come in bulk. It was almost like quality over quantity tonight. Was that due to Red Bull sort of pressing the game that they play, trying to make it a little more? You have to earn it a little more. Did you feel like a moment of brilliance like Gonzalo had was going to be what was needed?
Well, I mean, Ian, if you watched the first, what minute did Pozuelo get sent off? 38. I'm guessing there. 39.
29.
29. So for the first 29 minutes, we had a chance. Lassiter had a 1v1. Keeper saved. I think Motta had a shot that maybe Gonzalo could have done better with. Gonzalo scores. I thought we dominated the game. I think they expected us to play a 3. We played a 4. They couldn't really work out what we were trying to do. We were playing some really fantastic football. So the game changed when we went down to 10 men and they could really gamble with their press. Before that, they couldn't press us. They couldn't get near us. So my disappointment at the end of the game is when we went to 10v10, I thought that we didn't pass the ball well enough. And then you look at the last 5 minutes, Damien had a free header, 6 yards from goal, and then he had a 1v1. 1v1 that you expect to score. So yes, you can say that there was that gap in between, but the gap in between went because we was in a low block, we were defending for our lives, and we were backs against the wall. But up until 28 minutes, there was only one team creating opportunities, Ian, and that was Inter Miami.
Javier?
Good evening, Coach. Gonzalo, you brought him off and you brought Emerson in. Was that for mobility, or does Gonzalo feel injured or tired legs, or you're saving him for
No. Gonzalo came off because their defender went a stud right down the back of his calf, and then they went up the field and scored. That's why he went off, because he could hardly walk in the dressing room after the game. That's why he went off. Please write that. Studs right down the back of his calf. Referee didn't give a foul, and they went up the field and scored. So that's why he went off. And he will be a major doubt for Wednesday. So, but we know that. We've accepted that. That's what we expected.
Another event that made a big difference in the game.
Claro. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that for me. It's studs down the back of the calf. I mean, Emerson had it the first 5 fouls of the game. There was no, and then they book Duncan and Motta for nothing. Duncan and Motta got booked for nothing, and then Duncan gets sent off and anyway.
Last question, Franco.
Thank you, Rafa. Phil, I know it's tough to maybe talk on some positives, but Gonzalo's goal, just your thoughts on him scoring from the free kick, and if I could add a quick second one, since I'm filling in for Michelle here. Obviously, losing Pozuelo today means he's out for Wednesday. How big of a loss is that for a very pivotal match on the road again?
Yeah, I mean, Gonzalo's 7 in 9 games now. I mean, his goal reminded me a bit of a Cincinnati look, wasn't it? You know, like that smash into the top, their left-hand corner, our right-hand corner. He's right in form. Like I say, I think I'll be amazed if he plays on Wednesday. I'll be amazed if he plays on Wednesday. Him and Pozuelo obviously out. He's been fantastic. He's geeing everyone on. He's been a great leader in the dressing room. He's been sensational. Without doubt, the best form that he's been in since he came to Miami. And we really missed him in the second half, and we will miss him on Wednesday. Last question was
Pozuelo.
Oh yeah, Pozuelo will be a big miss, but it's now time for others to stand up. Bryce Duke, he's been chomping at the bit to start. Ariel Lester, Indiana. Thought Coco when he came on was really lively. So all these players that want opportunities, now it's the time. We were always going to get to a point where we had to utilize our strength in depth. This is why we spoke before the game. When I looked around the circle that we had in the hotel, I said, look, guys, we're strong, and missing 1 or 2 players on Wednesday will only weaken us a little bit, because we've got real quality to come in, and it's time for these players to step up. We've prepared Coco to start. He's got 30 minutes tonight, which will have done him a world of good. And now it's time for people to really, really, take ownership and be in control of what they and how they perform.
Thank you, Coach.